Let's blow some things up. Oh dear. Yes, I'm finally gonna do the bamboo farm today, which I have been procrastinating for way too long at that point. However, before we do that, I think it's time that we also finally try to get some mending the proper way. You know, not by fishing. And in fact, this guy has been sitting there for quite some time. What are you staring at, dude? The minecart? Oh, ouch. Yep. Still spicy. Oh. Alright. Alright. That didn't go quite as planned, but close enough. Come on, Frank. You can... Ouch! You can do it. I believe in you. Well, maybe not. Yeah, the trapdoors. I wanna help you. Come on. Don't be so rude. Yeah, and I want to turn that guy into a librarian. Oh dear. Get into... Oh god. Get into the minecart, you dummy. It's not that difficult. Come on. No? How can you hit me from down there? That's not fair. Not cool, bro. Not cool. Come on. Get... Ah, thank you. And now, up you go. Bye. And now I have to wait for a minecart for myself. Oh. I know what happened up there. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's chase the minecart before it comes back. Hi, Enderman. Still stuck there? Yeah. Because you see, I've removed a detector rail from here so that there was no chance for this guy to be sent back. And because of that, everything got stuck here. But that's fine. We can fix it later. What we need now is a potion of weakness. Did we get one? Yes. For that, of course, also some mushrooms, as well as some sugar. And, of course, a golden apple. Hi, Frank. You're feeling better? No? Well, the pain will be gone in a minute. I promise. Wonderful. And now we just have to wait. Maybe we should make it all a bit more villager-proof. Because you know how these guys are. That is all absolutely not villager-proof, I'm just realizing. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. That should be safe, right? Ah, let's hope. Meanwhile, I can continue digging on this hole for our farm. Even though I have no clue how big that actually needs to be. I guess I just start and we'll see. Ah, here we go. Frank, how's it going? How are you feeling? Ah, wonderful. And actually, he's still in the minecart, which is not what I expected, but I'll definitely take that. But now comes the actually challenging part, and that is to bring that guy all the way to the surface. But seeing that he's still in the minecart, we might build a temporary minecart line for that. And now we just need to push that guy. Press the button. And off he goes. And hopefully there are no zombies about. I really should have checked beforehand. Oh well. Oh well. I'm sure it will be fine. See? Told you. He's safe and sound. It always happens. Oh well. Now we put down the lectern and then... Dude. I'm sorry. You must be kidding me. On the first try! Despite hitting that guy. Now he's scared, I think. It's probably that. Oh boy, let's lock the trade in as fast as we humanly can. Awesome. Okay, that is exciting. However, I don't want to have this guy in this, well, quite frankly, very ugly interior, but rather, with a little bit of editing magic, we can turn this room into a wonderful library. Now Frank, our librarian, is comfortably nestled in. He can't escape, but then again he's surrounded by all his favorite things, books and even more books. We even have space for possibly another librarian eventually. Then this side houses just the ladder upwards, and the final side has a little reading nook, because every proper library needs a reading nook, right? And we even have a hidden crafting table nestled in there. But behind me you may also realize that one of those bookshelves, or one of those bookshelf walls I should say, is not like the others. Behind me there are in fact chiseled bookshelves, so we can fill them in with custom books. I don't plan to use it for enchanted books, but really for custom books we might write. I don't know why we would write books in this world, but if we do, there's space for that. And yes, I know I did damage to you while trying to get you out of the minecart. I'm sorry, so take this splash potion and also take your name. And now we can buy as many of those as we need. Wonderful. How cheap can they get? It was at one point at 1 emerald just. But these discounts, they disappear quite quickly it seems. Ah, here we go. 1 emerald for mending. I mean, that almost feels illegal. How many even? Seriously, guy. You sure you're not sold out yet? I think that's actually more than enough. And I also did some trading with villagers in a nearby village to get all those emeralds in the first place. Or should I say, a singular villager, as everyone else in this place was either a nitwit or already undead. Which was quite painful, but eventually I found out that one of those nitwits was actually just too stupid to pathfind to their job bench. And we also brought over a pig, as there were no pigs whatsoever on Copper Island before. And yes, I'm aware, I need 2 of them, but, you know, 1 at a time. And this is a very special one, as it braved with us a group of pillagers. Therefore, I'm gonna call that pig Warrior. I don't think he cares. I don't think he does. But with all that nonsense aside, I think it's finally time to fix up our gear. I have now fixed the majority of my gear, not necessarily all pieces, as for some of them I still wait for some other enchantments to put on there first. But the most important ones are definitely all mended. But with all of those distractions aside, I don't think we have any more excuses to further stall our bamboo farm project. And now let me give you a quick tutorial on what I will do. Obviously this farm is a very simple bamboo farm that has been done by many people before. First of all, we need some minecart tracks in the bottom layer. That is where our minecart or hopper minecart will collect the items. Well, then above on that, we will have the sugarcane, and then your pistons on the second row, and finally some observers on top of that. The other way around. Alright, I'll do some more digging now and show you the finished layout. So that is our minecart line collecting the bamboo. As you maybe can see very soon, this is a minecart line for our kelp farm, so we can't go any further into that direction. That is our minecart tunnel, where the Enderman is hiding, and that is also the return line of the minecart tunnel. So that's the only space we have, but that is ample, you know, we have in total 7 rows, because for the final one, as the minecart line is quite a lot higher up than the floor of the basement itself, we can hide the pistons underneath the minecart line and have a wonderful glazing. And I also did some testing if these power rails are enough for a completely full topper, even though it probably will never be completely full, but just in case. And as you can see, it makes it without any problem. We could even be more stingy about the power rails, but just to be safe, I put in a few more than needed. However, with all the foundation now laid out, we will turn the build process into a quick time lapse. See you on the flip side. I know that I kinda say that to everything that I built lately, but it's true. I really love that farm, especially as it's so accessible. As we enter this door, first of all, through those copper trapdoors, you can see the minecart running back and forth, which is actually accessible. You know, just in emergencies, and also the first bamboo chamber is technically accessible. In reality, of course, it's a bit difficult because there's bamboo in the way. But that also is the only chamber where we have this kind of a door. However, if we go up here, we have of course our minecart for the kelp system running, which we should not get in the way of. We can walk on top of this beautiful farm and have a good view in all of those chambers to see when something is not working, what's happening. I also did decide to double up the observers just to have the farm a bit quicker, as otherwise some bamboo plants would be able to reach the ceiling. And on the final row, you notice that wonderful glazing, which can be seen from our minecart line. But, as you may or may have not noticed in the time lapse, I kind of had an existential redstone crisis towards the end, where I realized that I simply couldn't put observers on this side, so I had to get the redstone signal from that block. Also, we don't have any observers on this side, just to keep it a bit cleaner, but, you know, on the other wall of this middle section there are observers. We had to get that signal all the way over here, which, you know, sounds easy at first, and really is, but the line is just too long for a redstone output, so we need to use repeaters. But repeaters mean that not all of the pistons would fire at the same time, or delayed in contrast to the row behind it or in front of it, depending from how you look at it. So I decided to take this opportunity and put all of the bamboo plants on the frontmost row to all different delays, so that they would be harvested one after the other. We probably won't be able to see that on camera, but ideally this plant gets harvested first, and then it goes with one redstone tick delay all the way down to this side. I wasted a buttload of repeaters on that just so that the delay is intentional, you know? And we don't have any unwanted delay just because we needed a repeater there. Yeah. Over-engineering stuff, that's what I do. If we follow the minecart, if we chase it all the way through into a redstone chamber. Yeah, sorry. We get out here, where we have, you can barely see it, a crafter down here. As obviously, to store bamboo is kind of a waste of space, so we craft them into bamboo blocks. And I'm not sure, but I may or may have not invented a new thing here. Because we have the crafter here, but you may hear that you can't hear anything. Except for when a minecart comes along and brings stuff. And that is because of the unloading station, which detects if stuff is flowing through the hopper, which is by default on, so the minecart goes off again. But that redstone signal also gives a constant signal to the crafter, which is not good, of course, as a crafter needs pulses to be able to craft, not a constant signal. And just as my next redstone crisis was about to set in, I realized that, albeit unintentional, that actually is a good thing. Because obviously, if the minecart is here unloading stuff, that redstone line turns off. So the crafter receives no longer that constant signal, but rather the pulses from the 2 observer clock down here and is able to craft again. In other words, whenever there is nothing to craft, the crafter is shut off, which, you know, in terms of lag is very positive. And also, if you're a bit derpy like me, you might also wonder about, you know, there's currently 1 bamboo in here, but how do I prevent it from crafting sticks? I mean, you already see the answer. Sticks are a shape-dependent recipe, meaning we need to have 2 bamboo on top of each other to craft a stick. But as the crafter fills up from the left to the right, there will never be just 2 bamboo in this position in there. So crafting sticks just can't happen without us having to do anything. So that works wonderfully. However, as you may notice, it gets really cramped in here, which is kind of a bummer, considering we still have 5 empty barrels here. Here's our bamboo, which fills up nicely. Oh, there's an enderman. And while I do have plans for additional farms, like maybe a gunpowder farm or a paper farm to craft rockets, I'm not sure if we can really put the redstone behind us for that anymore. Plus, also the hall itself is pretty much full. All those wall segments are... Gosh, these endermen are occupied, so if we want to have more farms, there's only really the floor left. But that's a future me problem. However, can we take a second and talk about endermen? There seems to be a bug in this game where they teleport themselves onto stairs or maybe even other transparent blocks where they can't walk away because there are the rails in the way, but are apparently also unable to teleport away. You know, I have now, including the one outside of the barn, 3 endermen trapped at my base, even though this one technically isn't because it, you know, it just can walk around. But it has been in this corner for quite some time, so... yeah. Something about this base seems to be really attractive to endermen. I don't know what it is, and I don't like it. How has that happened again? But now with our secret, or rather not so secret basement being, well, obviously not done yet, as there may or may not be more farms we will add in the future, but I certainly can say the first step is done. There's really only one thing that's missing, and that is some greenery. Because currently it looks way too clean in here, and we have to change that, right? Here we go. Alright, there it is. I think the greenery adds a lot. Obviously I still have to, you know, let some of the things grow and also string them or cut them, depending on what type of greenery they are. But it looks a lot more lived in, you could say. But with that, I will also leave you for today, as that project was, I know I also say that a lot, one of those that you really underestimate how much work they require. But it will save us a lot of time in the future. And it will come in handy already next episode, where we desperately have to go back to the surface, right? And do some more terraforming as well as building there. For a pretty exciting project, so make sure you're subscribed, like the video, comment, hit the bell, all the things so that YouTube knows you wanna catch the next episode, right? Well, in all seriousness, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and maybe you'll join me again for the next one. See ya!